In a world where electricity suddenly ceases to function, the first hours are a mixture of confusion, disbelief, and rising panic as cities go dark, devices fail, and the comforting hum of the modern world falls silent. People spill into streets illuminated only by fading twilight, searching for answers as the realization dawns that this is not a temporary outage, but the start of a new era, one where every light switch, screen, and engine is suddenly useless, and humanity must confront the fragility of its dependence on invisible currents. As the days stretch on, the loss of electricity ripples through every layer of society. Water stops flowing from taps as pumps fail, food spoils in powerless refrigerators, and hospitals scramble to keep patients alive without life support machines or lighting. Transportation grinds to a halt, with elevators frozen mid-floor, trains stranded, and gas pumps rendered useless. Communication collapses as phones and the internet die, cutting off families, governments, and emergency services alike. Panic buying empties stores, but electronic payments are useless, and cash becomes king once again. The world's cities, designed for an electrified age, suddenly feel alien. Skyscrapers become vertical tombs, while suburban homes lose their warmth and light. In rural areas, the pace of collapse is slower, but no less profound, as tractors, wells, and even basic tools are rendered inert. The realization sets in: modern civilization, so mighty and interconnected, has been built on a silent, invisible force that is now utterly gone. In the weeks and months following the blackout, society is forced to adapt or perish. Cities, once centers of culture and commerce, become treacherous as water, food, and sanitation fail. Communities fragment into smaller, self-sufficient groups, often centered around access to natural resources like rivers, forests, or fertile soil. Bicycles, horses, and sailboats regain value as the only practical means of transport. People rediscover skills lost for generations: building fires, preserving food, crafting tools by hand. Libraries become lifelines, as printed knowledge is all that remains. Some attempt to rebuild, scavenging batteries or experimenting with wind and water power, but these efforts are hampered by the total loss of electrical technology. The pace of life slows dramatically, and with it a new kind of ingenuity emerges, one rooted in cooperation, resilience, and the hard lessons of necessity. Old hierarchies dissolve as practical skills outweigh former status, and a sense of shared fate binds survivors together in ways both hopeful and fraught. Years after the loss of electricity, the world is unrecognizable. Cities have shrunk, with only small enclaves surviving near reliable water sources. The rest are slowly reclaimed by vegetation and wildlife. Global trade has collapsed, replaced by local barter economies and resource sharing. Without refrigeration or rapid transport, diets shift to what can be grown or preserved nearby, reviving heirloom crops and traditional agriculture. Medicine regresses, with antibiotics and vaccines scarce and surgeries performed by daylight. Yet culture does not vanish. Instead, storytelling, music, and craftsmanship flourish as people gather in communal spaces for warmth and companionship. The night sky, once drowned by city lights, now blazes with stars, inspiring wonder and new forms of spirituality. Some communities experiment with simple mechanical energy, windmills, water wheels, and ingenious clockwork, to recapture a measure of lost convenience. But the age of digital technology is gone. Humanity endures, changed but not defeated, weaving new traditions from the ashes of the electric age. Generations after the blackout, the story of electricity is told as myth and cautionary tale, a reminder of the heights humanity once reached and the dangers of forgetting our dependence on nature. The ruins of old cities and silent power lines stand as monuments to both ingenuity and hubris. Children learn practical skills as soon as they can walk, and communities prize wisdom passed down through oral histories and preserved books. The pace of life, though harder, is richer in connection and meaning. Some dream of rediscovering the secrets of electricity, but most embrace a world where human hands and the rhythms of sun, wind, and water guide daily life. In this new chapter, humanity finds resilience not in the flick of a switch, but in the bonds of community and the enduring spark of curiosity.